On Saturday, June 18th, I woke up at 8:30 a.m. after a long night of Skyping with some beautiful people. Good morning, friends and best friends. I ate breakfast, filled up my gas tank, and started my 4-hour road trip to Princeton, New Jersey, where I would meet up with Leslie Founder Grail, She's So Mickey, Ev Money TV, Feckless Man, X Broken Bottle, the DevCam Experience, and Point 5 Past. On the way, I saw this road, and this tree, and this road sign, which made me smile 1,000 smiles. After an hour from my destination, I decided to stretch my legs and purchase a pair of sunglasses because 1, it was nearly summer, and I hadn't purchased anything to protect my eyes from harmful UV rays yet, and 2, as an added benefit, this would give me the opportunity to practice a ridiculous movie-style first line when I finally met up with the others. Are you ready to party? Despite Devin and Leslie both living in the city, I was the first to arrive. I located the address where I was told to meet and found that 33 Palmer Square was actually this sexy little shop. Apparently they're having a free bra fitting today. Jackpot! I assumed this was a hilarious intentional joke, but Leslie claimed ignorance. I'm still not convinced this was true. Finally, my friends arrived, but in my excitement, I forgot about my cool movie-style opening line and just immediately hugged Leslie and Amanda. I was introduced to Devin, Michael, and Nikki, who bears a striking resemblance to Nerd Fighter Adley, as one can clearly see. We ate lunch at a delicious Greek eatery, where we chatted about our trips, our lives, and our channels, and then perused a local bookstore. I thought about leaving a Nerd Fighter note within a John Green novel, but I was too busy bothering Leslie to think twice. Leslie found her book! Soon, we found Bud and watched a street performer solve a Rubik's Cube in one hand while spinning a ball in the other. It was quite impressive, as I'm sure you can imagine. Finally, we settled upon the Princeton University lawn and waited for Ev to arrive. The remainder of the day consisted of dessert, sitting and laughing together, apples to apples, and finally eating dinner at a great local pub before it was time to depart. Whilst journeying back to our vehicles, we came across a waiting pool and a fountain, where, of course, we took off our shoes and socks and stepped in. After a bit of convincing, Leslie and I charged into the middle of the fountain and allowed the water to soak us. I'm not sure why Leslie did it, but I jumped in because I can now ask this question. Remember that time we all went to Princeton and Justtubed jumped into the fountain? After many wet hugs and saddened goodbyes, I was on my way back to Pennsylvania. Driving through the darkness, I reflected on the previous 10 hours. While Princeton was a beautiful city, I only reached this conclusion because of the people I was with, and not for the architecture or the scenery. I can't exactly reveal any deep thoughts about the place itself, but I can tell you that being there with friends makes it one of my favorite places to visit, although I'm positive I wouldn't have felt this way if the visit was without them. I also considered the fact that I had just met up with a group of YouTubers, the type of people who know each other because of online video, and I had only reached for my video camera once to film an epic raptor screech under the Princeton gate. It was then I wondered whether a thoughts from places would work without the footage, and ultimately decided that it wasn't the visual aspects that made something like this worth viewing, but rather the way it made you feel. If I can move you with my words, I don't need to show you what I saw. Without smiling faces and pretty pictures, you can close your eyes, place yourself into my story, and feel the pure bliss I felt that entire day. Because you've been there. You've felt this. You've experienced the same joy of spending time with people you rarely get to hug on a regular basis. And if that's true about you, then I understand what comes next. When time runs out and there are no smiles to greet you, you're left with the same thing I was left with. A sense of longing, and the whispered words I can proclaim right here in the darkness. I miss you all.
Like, hello, friends and best friends.